is only a 6-year term and done and out. That how much fresh blood and new things and lobbyists would just be, I think, totally screwed because just would be, I don't think they'd live very long because they'd have to be lobbying hard all the time.
Yeah, and all the money that was going toward one person would have to go to another person, and soon enough, they'd run out of money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because
exactly.
Trump just like, and even if it was an 8-year term, 2 consecutive terms, that's all right. But just this, I mean, sometimes like, I know I can do a lot of things, but I know I'm not that sharp as I was when I was 40.
Right.
But sometimes they're like 90.
90, yeah.
And I'm
know what makes me mad?
I'm like,
When somebody wants a bill to pass.
Yeah.
All the other stuff that they had, there's a word for it. I can't think of what the word is. All the other stuff that they really want goes in there to sugarcoat so that the other party will pass it.
Yes.
Because it has some of the stuff that they want.
Yeah. Is it that like those pork barrels? Isn't that what that's called or something like that?
Maybe.
I can't think. I know what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah.
Pig fat. Let's talk pig fat.
That's what we could call it in Devtown and Mitzi.
Yes. Yeah. There's too much pig fat in there. Clean it up.
Just say what you want. This is a one ballot thing. One thing at a time.
We don't allow bacon.
Yes. Our charter says we will just one thing in each decision. Yeah. It does. It becomes crazy and then you can't. It
becomes so convoluted that really, what are you passing?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get, and then you just look and go, huh.
Well, when did that pass?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like, I always like the alert emails I get that this is going to pass, alert your congressman. And I goes, oh my God, what did I miss? And I've not read anything in the media. And all of a sudden, like I hate the fact that Michigan is an at-will state. I think that's just sad that, that there is nothing to protect you as an employee.
Right.
It's a sad state of affairs that, and stuff like that. It just is. I don't think it's right. There's my soapbox for the day. That's soapbox number 2. But yeah. And I don't even know I don't know. I must've been sleeping when that bill came along. Yeah. Because next thing I know it was passed, and I'm like, what?
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
I don't remember anybody talking about that.
Yeah. And that's a big thing that affects. Those are votes that should go to the people, that it shouldn't be left up to my elected officials because it doesn't really affect them. It affects me.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. And I just think like some of that, well, we're going to straighten that out in Deb and Mitzieville.
I think that should be one of the first things.
I do.
Well, we're going to have to write a constitution.
Oh, I like it. I
want a Bill of Rights.
Yes, we could do that. Everybody will have rights. That'll be regardless. Yeah.
Really good rights.
Yeah.
Free speech.
Yeah. Yeah. That goes. Yeah. Freedom of religion.
We can have a newspaper that's not online.
Wow. What a concept!
Huh?
Yeah, I like it. And you know what? You won't be judged on grammar. You just write what's in your heart, and we will read it. It'll be all good. And your sources can be me. And Deb.
I think I think that the grammar should be corrected by somebody though, because that'll drive some people crazy.
And that's okay, because we're in our little village. It's all right.
All right,
it's right. It's like that's playing in the sandbox. So you got to play with somebody who doesn't have good grammar. You can educate and teach.
Right, that's it. Yeah. You can help them. Yes,
teach them how to get better.
But with the spell check and grammar check anymore. You can't hardly not get it right anymore.
Yeah, you think you can get it? I ain't sure. Yeah, but I know. But look, I laugh because now we rely on that. I don't know how many times I'm typing and it'll come up and I go, how the heck do you spell that word? And I'll do it again and it's still underlined red and I'm going, dang it.
And what's really weird is when it tells you that they can't find anything to replace it. Wow, I'm that far.
Yeah, and then you go through it. Dang, what is that? I before E, except after C, except a neighbor, friend. And I'm like, no, wait, what is that? Yeah. But I was with a guy last week from work, and he said to me, he goes, how many days of the month are there in November? And he couldn't. I told him how to do the
April, June. You did the knuckles.
I did the knuckle things, and he goes, hey, show me that again. And then he looked at me, and he goes, oh, that's really cool. I goes, well, I didn't invent that. I don't know where that came from. But and he goes, wow, I'll never have to ask that again.
He didn't know the poem?
No.
You know the poem?
I don't know the poem.
30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February that has 28, except for on a leap year. A lot of excepts.
Yeah. I only know
and I never knew the knuckle one.
Yeah.
Until I was I haven't known the knuckle one that long.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if that's a Michigan thing.
I wonder, because I learned it in high school.
Hmm.
You know, so I did. It was one of them things to learn, and I've never forgotten it. And I was just that silly thing. And he goes, "Wow!" Just his reaction was, "That is so cool." And I'm like, "All right, thanks," but
Thanks,
I didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't invent it. It wasn't me who.
It was nice of you to admit that
Yeah,
you did. He
but
might
I
have
would
thought
just-
you were a freaking genius.
Yeah, I mean, then here I'm saying he is a genius. He is a genius, and he's like, "God, how many days are there in November?" But it's just amazing how we can't remember those things. Thanks, Dal. I like it. Love the compliment. That's right. I could have been a genius.
His whole rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I remember the day Mitzi taught me that knuckle.
God, she was so smart. You know, and she just worked at a nice little place and was happy. She didn't have to be in the shiny light. What a genius. Yeah.
And then one day, years from now, somebody would say, he'd see somebody going, January, February, March, April. And he'd say, I know the woman that invented
That's right. You know the Mitzi Knuckles. Yeah. I'm famous now. People are going to listen and go, what are those two women talking about? All right. So those of you who don't know the 30-day knuckle thing, this is how you can tell how many days there are in a month. So if you make a fist, if you start on your index finger knuckle, you know, on the fist part and you're on the knuckle, you say January, and then you go in between the knuckles is February and then March. So every top of the knuckle is 31. Anything that's in the valley of the knuckles is 30. Or
So
February.
it's almost like every other.
Yeah. So you go January, then February, March, April, May, June, July, come back to August, September, October, November, December. Genius.
Genius.
I know. Dang.
Oh,
That would be a good thing. That could be on my tombstone. Here lies Mitzi.
the
She-
month
inventor of
knuckle.
the month knuckler. I love it. All right.
And I'll be standing there saying,
Yeah.
I knew her.
That's right. Yeah. I think there should be a statue. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at your wake, every bit will be going like this. Oh,
Yeah. 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 She was
Showing
born
their
right here in
knuckles.
October. She was born in October.
You
Yeah.
were born in October
Yes, I
too.
was. Yeah.
I think we had this
Yeah,
conversation
we did.
before.
Yeah.
October 22nd,
I was the 5th.
the 5th.
Yes. Yeah.
My cousin's wife was born October 22nd, and mine's at the very end of the month.
Yeah. You're a Halloween baby.
Yeah, 29th.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's
my
Halloween.
husband's is October 30th.
Oh, very fun. Very fun. So what'd you guys do for your birthday?
Usually we go do something. We didn't do anything this year, but we did go to a party, and she had a cake for us,
Oh, that's
which was
nice.
really nice.
That's
yes.
nice. Yeah. That's cool.
We're twins.
You and your husband are
Yeah.
twins.
People have a hard time telling us.
Well, the worst part is I can share a lot of things, but I don't share my birthday. I don't. It's
Your
it's-
birth date.
Yeah, it's all
Yes.
about me. It
Yeah.
truly is. I don't want to share.
Oh,
it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to share it.
yeah. I would rather his birthday not be the right.
You
after
need to
mine.
move it. You
Yeah.
can move it in Debville. That'll be a thing. If you
Thank
don't want to
you.
share your birthday, you can
I
pick a
don't
new
want it
date.
in June because we have too many June. We have like Christmas in June. We have so
Yeah.
many June birthdays.
Yeah.
I want mine to be all by itself.
Yeah, I do too. I'm yeah. I
I'll
don't-
take my mom's birthday
There you go. You should. You should.
or
Just
my
move it.
dad's. I'll take my mom's March 1st.
Oh, that's a good time to have a birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, that way you have it and you don't have to share with anybody. It's your birthday.
Right.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah, I don't think you should be have to share. That's going to be for sure in our Bill of Rights.
Okay.
One of your rights is you do not have to share your birthday. If you do, you can move it. Just let us know.
Or even if we celebrated the week before.
No,
That would even be okay.
no, you can't.
What about how do you feel about what if you don't like your name?
I've changed my name.
You have?
Yep, I have.
What
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, not very many
It
people.
wasn't
know.
like Gert. You don't have to say
No,
it.
I can say it. No, actually, my name was really cool. I was named after my mom, but I was always called Mitzi. So my real name was Mary Jane. Like marijuana, which kind of fit back in the day. But anyway. And
Hey, MJ.
yeah, hey. But ever since I was little, I was always called Mitzi from my
So,
dad.
yeah.
So it became part of it. But then there was I went to go. I was laid off, and I'm looking for a job, and wasn't getting a lot of callbacks. I was getting a little depressed. So I kind of started my lofty goals started to get a little less, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting a call back from McDonald's. So I had a girlfriend run my background check, and there was a convicted felon.
Name Mary
Jane
Jane.
Brown. Yeah.
Wow.
Our birth dates were just transposed. Same year.
Wow.
Our driver's license were the same except for the last 3 digits.
Oh, that's way too close.
Yeah, and she's a convicted felon in Calhoun County, and I found out that's in Battle Creek.
Too close.
Yeah, so I was like, wow. I goes, that's really weird and creepy, and that, and I, and I was like, what's the, So anyway, so through the process, I got fingerprinted by the FBI to clear my record and all that. But since 9/11, your driver's license will never change because mine used to start with the letter Z for my maiden name.
Oh, right.
And then when I got married, it switched to a B. That will never happen again. Once you get your license, you're good for life.
It stays the same.
Then I didn't know that, so I goes, well, I'll just go back to. Was going to just put my maiden name in there to get my license. Then
to have the Z back.
No, and stuff. They wouldn't do that, so I ended up changing my name. So now, at least when it comes up, because when I got my job, I've been with Shelter House 4 years. They did a background check. It's still there.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like 5'4", blonde. I'm a
so
lot taller.
opposite of you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really creepy. Yeah,
but people don't go that far.
No, they don't. No,
wow,
yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it was really kind of scary because I'm going, what's going on? And then even my boss now, it was funny. She said that when it came. She goes, yeah. And I thought by now it was gone because I did travel in and out of the country. So I figured I was not on the high risk list.
Right.
But she says, oh, I saw it. She goes, but I saw the year. And the funny thing is I wasn't even a Brown when she was a felon, but we're pretty close to the same age. And that she goes, I figured it was just something you did when you were younger. So she didn't even really look any further. I goes, no, look, that's not me. Read it. Read that license. That's not me. And she goes, oh, it's not. But she didn't even.
Wow, isn't that something?
Yeah, it's really kind of scary that I can't shake it. It's there forever.
Right.
So I changed my name hoping that, even though they run it, it'll be like, and I do background checks for work, and it's amazing when I could type your name in and it would send me everything from, well, I won't say your name out loud unless you want me to, but besides that, but it would send me anything close to your spelling, and that. So that's going to get spit out. So if you have 100 people who've applied, and I have out of that, there's 12 that have nothing that came up. You're not in that pile because something came up, and I'm not going to look further because I'm going to start with the 12 that have nothing. You know what I mean? So that's how that employment thing comes in. It's really kind of scary, but I can't shake her. And they said
Isn't that weird? You
would think I could.
Yeah,
I told the FBI goes after I got fingerprint. I goes, can't you just delete her off of there? Like, make her go away.
Mm-hmm.
They goes, well, I goes, she stole, I didn't steal her identity. I goes, we tried a million things. I got a special card, and they said, no, that ain't going to work. And it was given to me. So I did. It was like about $1,500 later, I changed my name.
Wow.
Yeah, on my dime. And she's still there. But I got to leave the country, so that was good. And I got back in.
Right.
So, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is really crazy.
Yeah. You think they could do something. Yeah. Nope.
Huh.
Yeah. So I did get to change my name. So you could change your name. What would your name be if you changed your name? What would you say?
I don't know if I used to not like my name that much, Deborah, because there were always so many Debbies, and there's still, like in our book club on Monday nights, there's 3 of us.
Really?
But that's why I've never been Debbie.
I've
never called myself Debbie. Now, my mom and my aunts call me Debbie. Okay. And sometimes my cousins do, but most of the time it's Deborah.
Yeah.
And when I was in grade school, it was Debbie number 1, Debbie number 2. There were 5 of us. And so I was Deborah.
So it was a big name back then.
Yeah.
I
there was Debbie Reynolds. There was Deborah Carr. That's who I was named after. That's why I chose to stay with Deborah.
Okay. There was only one Mitzi. It was Mitzi Gaynor.
Yeah.
It's the only one I know. But now there's quite a few of us. I've seen quite a few. There's more and more. So the name is growing on people.
It's weird how names are weird.
I know. Yeah, it is. The traditional names aren't around no more. You don't really see.
But although they go back. Like my niece named her girls Emma and Audra. Those are very old names.
Yes, yep, they're coming back. Yeah. There's been some good names. I like the different names in that, but you just don't hear a lot of Josephs or James or like I haven't heard anybody name their child Gregory in forever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Watch next year. That'll be the hot name.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just like,
what about Stella?
Yeah. I love Stella. I have a friend, Stella.
Do you?
Yeah.
I had an aunt, Stella.
Yeah. It's another name, but it is. It's just, like at work, we get interns and on a regular basis, like I think last year we had like 4 Megans. 4 or 5 Megans. This year, I think we got 3 Megans, or Melanies, or Rochelle.
Kristen.
Yeah, that it's just that era. But
Ashley.
Yeah, but you just don't get, I keep waiting. So Greg Kimber, if you're listening, You could have the hot name for next year. You could be a Gregory. I don't know.